Welcome back, folks, to another story for Sonic Heroes.
And to begin. And welcome.
And well, yeah, we've gone through a lot of these stories, folks. I don't know what we're looking at anymore. It's all a blur. But welcome to Team Dark storyline. This is considered the hard mode. If you're just coming in from either the Team Rose storyline or from Zarik's channel, who's also here, this is considered the hard mode of Sonic Heroes.
Well, you know, when the edge awakens, it can only lead to the future. And oh man.
Yeah, I think I wrote this right after having like a 2-hour session with recording the game, and I was really tired. Like, I'm pretty sure I wrote this at like 3 in the morning.
So he's pretty popular.
Yeah, man, that was legit Usaka's reasoning behind it. It's like, hey, everyone wants him back. All right, we're not even going to try to justify his return. Just Shadow's back, folks.
I have to say, this is probably the best intro I've seen, and it's totally not shameless and cry for help.
Yeah, it's totally not meta. And, yeah. Oh, man. You know what? That said, I really do enjoy this intro. I think this is one of the best animated... I think this is one of the best cutscenes in Sonic Heroes.
Agreed. I think this cutscene tells so much story without explaining anything.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's all visual, which is cool. And okay, this is sort of weird. Like, this was the treasure, and what the hell was Rouge expecting? Like, Eggman's not a gem collector. Yeah, well, I mean, they got away with their shooting, the demand for having a shooter in a Sonic game with E102 in Sonic Adventure, because they got such a request to, they got so many requests to have, like, a gun character in a Sonic game. I don't know what is up with the community at that time and wanting guns in a Sonic game, because that's what eventually led to Shadow the Hedgehog, thank you.
Because that was about the time GTA 3 San Andreas was, like, getting huge.
Yeah.
And all the kids were playing the adult M-rated games. And it was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if, like, Sonic was like Grand Theft Auto? Kids like Grand Theft Auto. Kids like Sonic.
Yeah, and that was the time when it was pretty popular. Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. Like, it was probably due in part to GTA at the time, like the popularity.
A lot of games went down that path, like, shamefully. Like Jak and Daxter.
Oh yeah, was it Jak 2 that was influenced by that?
Yeah, it's almost like a direct ripoff of that kind of like game style.
Yeah, that's right. They went much more, well, yeah, because it went sandbox for that game.
Super sandbox, and vehicle stealing and guns. The guns were more Ratchet and Clank-esque.
Yes.
But there were only 3 guns, so meh.
I didn't like... Yeah, it was super limited. And that's the problem with Jak 2, in my opinion. I never finished the game, but, like, they went sandbox, but the problem is it felt like they went sandbox. Like, you had all the sandbox tropes. I think you literally had, like, an invisible wall at the end of the city that you couldn't pass. I'm like, okay, this isn't the greatest world building I've ever seen. But it just didn't immerse me. Like, it felt too typical, like, it felt too stereotypical sandbox at that point.
It's a lot bigger than it deserved to be because there's nothing to do.
Maybe that was it too. Like, they went for that scope and the scale rather than actually focusing on, like, filling the world with stuff to do. Like, I just felt like it was pointless to have that world.
Yeah, like, 3 did it a little bit better with, like, the Mad Max style, like, Wasteland and, like, the races.
Okay,
but,
I never got around to 3. But.
Just, like, the 4th one, where it was kind of, like, back to its platforming roots, was, I think, a better combination of the style.
Yeah, I mean, Jak and Dex, the first game worked really well as a collectathon. Like, I thought it was a nice, almost spiritual successor to, like, Banjo and Kazooie.
It's also just really fun and simple. That's a game I can always pick up and play, and I always feel like I get the same experience out of it.
Did they... Did they port the game for the PS Vita?
Yes.
'Cause I like having those things on the go. Okay.
1 through 3 does have the Vita collection, and the 4th one was actually released for Vita and PS2. Yeah.
Vita and PS2. That's an interesting combo.
This was a time where the PSP and PS2.
Okay, I was going to say,
the PS3 had long been out. People were really confused why they didn't make a PS3 version.
Yeah, that's a bizarre choice. Huh. Oh, right. The graphical errors are very present in Team Dark, as they were in Team Rose.
The GameCube had its quirks.
Yeah, I mean, again, it plays just fine. Yeah.
How did you feel about just like the difference in just how much stage there is compared to Rose and Dark?
Oh, it tires you out, man. Like, it's fine. Like, if you're playing this game casually, sure, but like, recording it, I found it like a bit of a slog. So I'm like, okay, I have to record as much as I can to edit. And boy, you really start to feel it after a couple stages. That said, I like the level design for some levels in Team Dark is not terrible. So I actually don't mind going through all of it, but it really does overstay its welcome.
Yeah, but
these guys are fun to play as.
Yeah, and the design for a lot of the stages, because it's more of the actual like stage that was made, it's a much bigger like breadth, and it feels more complete.
It does. A little too complete. Like at times you feel like there's too much. Like by the time you get to like Frog Forest and stuff like that, everything sort of just blends together. It's like, wait, I've seen these gimmicks before. But then again, we've also been like watching each other's playthroughs, and we're coming out of like another story, so I don't know, maybe everything's just blending together because we've seen so much of this game in such a short amount of time. You know what? That's probably it. I'm sure this game's fine.
Oh yeah, no, this game's great. No flaws whatsoever. Perfect game, 10 out of 10. Would hero again.
Hang on, I saw some whales there. Are you ever attacked by whales in this game?
No, not this one.
That would make I think that would make this the first Sonic game. Canonical Sonic game where a whale makes an appearance but is not trying to kill you.
There's no whale in SA2, is there?
No, there isn't, but I mean like any game where there is a whale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're after your
hedgehogs are
blood.
there on their killer whales dietary lifeline, the food chain?
Yeah, whales are the natural predator of the average hedgehog. You heard it here first, folks.
I read it there on that FAQ of what to do when you're raising a hedgehog. Keep away from killer whales.
I mentioned this in one of our AM2R parts, but the reason Sonic doesn't like water is because of a misconception that Yuji Naka had.
Yeah, I was just watching that.
Hedgehogs.
Someone said like hedgehogs don't like water. And you're like, okay, well, that sounds like a thing. I'll roll with it.
Yeah, and they did. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they came about the whole whale thing as well. Oh, whales are the natural predator of hedgehogs? All right, Wikipedia, whatever you say.
Imagine if Sonic was made by Rare. And then the thing came out about they will sometimes smear poop on their belly so they could remember the smell.
Man, what would that game be about?
I was just saying Conker may not have had a bad fur day is all I'm saying.
Oh man, Conkers. I've never played that game. I've only seen
It's not
parts
great.
of it.
A lot of people will swear by it, but it's pretty jank.
Really? Okay, because it has such a huge fan following.
Rose-tinted glasses? Rose-colored glasses?
Rose-tinted, okay,
Shit-colored glasses, I guess, for that game.
The nostalgia
It's definitely
bug.
funny. Like, it's definitely got adult humor, and parts of it are really, well written, and the music's done well. The game's not good.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, I haven't seen enough of it, but, some of the humor I find falls flat, but I think that's also a result of it being, a lot of 90s humor.
Yeah. Also, very British humor.
Oh, that's a very good point, actually. Very British humor. Was Rare a British company? No, hold on. I read about the history of Rare from Console Wars. Rare.
I don't believe it's a British company, but I think they do have, a lot of British people in there, don't they?
Okay, that might be it. Because they did Conquerors. Oh, they did GoldenEye as well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
But again, James Bond is English.
Yeah.
I don't think Joanna Dark is, though.
Sorry?
I don't think Joanna Dark is. I'm pretty sure she's American.
I think so. That's right. Yeah, Banjo Tooie. Huh. Yeah, I just remember that one joke that they made, that Adam Sessler made in on what was it called X-Play. Funny how a company named Rare only puts out so many games every like couple of years.
That was during the Xbox 360 days, wasn't it? X-Play?
I think so. Yeah, yes it was. Yeah, it was during like PS2 and all that.
Oh, gotta feel bad for them during those times.
Their first year was really rocky, but after that they started to like, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb sort of just acted as themselves. I guess X-Play realized that they were just cool people on their own.
Rare being owned by Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I never followed along with Microsoft News at that time.
Oh, because at first they were basically the Connect Sports and Viva Pinata team.
Oh, Viva Pinata.
Yeah, that was
I never
them.
played that, but I remember that.
I played a little bit of it. It's goofy, but after you kind of like get your fill of it, the game offers nothing else.
Wow. Which is what I hear goes for a lot of Connect games. I mean, if you can get them working.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. But and then they made Nuts and Bolts, and then I think by then like anyone that was left that was from the original Rare is pretty much gone now.
Oh, I see.
Now they're in what was it, Platonic for ukulele?
Yeah, I think a handful of members went over to it, right?
But good for them. I'm really looking forward to the next game they get to make now that they got the Banjo-Kazooie out of their system.
Yeah, that's good. I wonder what they're gonna come out with next. Especially because I don't know how what their funding situation is like, because ukulele was crowdfunded, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah. So I wonder what their financial system is looking like. But ukulele hopefully gave them a boost in budget.
I would like to think so. It's one of the more positive Kickstarter games that have come out.
I heard mixed reviews about it. People said that it gets off to a really good start, but gets stale very quickly by like World 2.
See, I guess they've never played a Banjo-Kazooie game then, have they? No.
No.
Topical. Yes.
Banjo-Kazooie, let's see. No, I played 2E more.
Oh, you played 2E more? I played the first one more.
Oh, okay, yeah. 2E didn't go stale. Like, they found ways to keep it fresh. But Kazooie, I don't know, given that was like their first, the first installment of the franchise, I can see that one being a little more critical in terms of review. I'd
probably say that the stalest Banjo-Kazooie game is Donkey Kong 64.
Ooh, I rented that one. Didn't get far because it just didn't.
You didn't want to collect all the crystal coconuts?
Yeah, crazy, right? You think that's exactly what, I don't know, 14-year-old me would want to do with his time? Was I 14? I can never keep track of my age when it comes to games. Maybe 14's too old.
Once you get to a point, you can also just throw whatever number you want, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're old. That's all that matters.
I was at work, and I was helping this like very, very attractive girl with games. She was asking about Switches. So, I was telling her about it, and it was, like, going off really well. Then her husband shows up, and he's, like, this huge guy. Like, he must have been, like, a football player or something. He just comes up with a baby in the stroller, and he just looks at me, and he says, "You know what, man? I saw what you were talking about. And you're right. Microsoft isn't making games lately." And then he's like, "Man, whenever you get out of high school, you should maybe be making games or something." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't have the heart to tell him that I'm almost 30." Because I checked his ID whenever they bought games, and he was only like 22, and I'm like, "Oh my god, genes are not fair."
It's what's inside that counts. It's the youthfulness inside, right?
Oh yeah.
Like,
pulling out all the muscles and superior lungs and
yeah. I mean, look, we record video games for the internet. We can't be too old inside.
Can we?
I mean, Sorry, I got thrown off for a second because I realized that level took less than 6 minutes, and that's never gonna happen again.
Never again.
Nope.
Not on Team Dark.
Not a I love Gamma's eye animation. Like, I don't know if that was intentional or if it was like a time thing, but like, I don't care. The way it ended up is just a masterpiece. They just bounce around. It's like they're held on by like the thinnest of springs. Like, we're talking dollar store springs here.
They're actually in like snow globes.
Yeah. I can't see anything, Shadow. Get out of my vision. But yeah, I use your pro strats on this one because I totally forgot to do that on Team Rose.
It's a good plan.
But also, it doesn't take a lot of effort to beat this thing on Team Rose anyway, so...
Yeah. But, like, the iframes you have while you're in that, like, just, like, flailing stance, as I call it.
Okay, yeah. Something you can do here is, if you don't want to chase Eggman, just lure him back by staying. He'll take the bait. And that's it.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Off to a good start.
Yeah. I hope we'll be able to hold it. Oh, Team Dark. Anyhow, that's the first stage of Team Dark, folks. Hope you join us for next time. Same edgy channel, same edgy time, same edgy place.
Same edgy week.
Same edgy week for more edge.